Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Glassmith podcast. Tonight, we're...
Welcome, friends.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Glassmith podcast. Tonight, we're doing Girls Edition. My name is Tana.
Clara.
Caitlin.
Maya.
And I'm Keller.
And we all work at the Glassmith, and tonight we're just going to be talking about some fun topics. So first off, I wanted to see y'all's opinion on the fight between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh my god.
I just want to know who y'all think would win and why. I mean, I can go first if you guys want me to. I think that Elon Musk will win. Have y'all seen pictures of Elon Musk? He's beefy. He's beefy as hell. And Mark Zuckerberg, I think, is also too shy. It's Mark Zuckerberg who's fighting him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, but like, how tall is Elon Musk? I feel like he's giving short king energy, right?
We can look it
Yeah.
up.
I think
but,
Elon Musk, he has like broad shoulders.
But is Mark Zuckerberg
beat him up real
giving
quick.
tall energy?
No, but he's
Because
like
no.
scrawny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like
that's
a
what I'm
twig.
saying.
Yeah.
We'll look up both of their heights.
I'm just very curious because I want to say Elon Musk if he's tall, like if he's got the reach.
And I think Elon
Yeah,
Musk
Okay,
probably, he
here
probably
it
got
is.
bullied as a kid. Maybe like
So-
He's got something like
Yeah.
Elon Musk
yeah.
is 6'1" and Zuckerberg is 5'7".
Fuck no.
Quit
Elon
playing
Musk
with
is
me.
big.
He's gonna
For real.
That's
work
done
him.
quick.
Yeah.
It says Musk also has a massive weight advantage over the Instagram owner. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Beefy, tall. I also feel like Elon Musk is just a little bit crazier. Like whenever he bought Twitter, think about all the things he's changed. Like, so that's why I think Elon.
Yeah, he wanted to watch
Yeah.
the world burn that day
For
buying
real.
Twitter. So he's got enough spunk to like get him. And they're fighting, what is it, MMA or
It's
UFC?
UFC?
Okay.
I think it's UFC. And then isn't Andrew Tate? He's coaching Elon Musk. No?
Shut up.
Wait,
what?
no,
Yeah.
that makes so much
Yeah,
sense.
you guys
Hear this
know.
part. Yeah,
Well, because
no.
that's how it started. I think it was like a Twitter battle or something.
Yeah. And they're like, take
And
it
then
outside.
Andrew
Twitter will
Tate was
get
like,
you.
"Yeah, I
Twitter
would
will get
train
you."
Elon Musk if he was down."
Then he's for sure gonna win because like that's
That's what I'm
Romanian like
saying.
training. And then
For
didn't
real.
what's his face go to jail?
He went
Andrew
to
Tate,
jail.
So he had jail training.
I thought Andrew Tate was still in jail, but apparently not.
He's
When
just
did
out
he
to
get
like
out?
I don't know if they I don't know. I really have no clue.
I think they dropped the charges because of like what country it was, and they were like, "We held you for too long" or something really stupid like that.
They should have kept him in there forever.
Ever and ever.
For real. Well, because whenever he got out too, did y'all see that video of him walking?
No, wait.
I
what
think
did,
I did
No,
see
but the
it.
way that he
You
walked-
didn't see that video? Coda, I want you to insert this video over it if you can, but I'll find it for you guys.
The next day.
I found out what he said over the video. He said, "Since last year, I've been in 24-hour lockdown, no yard time, pacing a 3-meter cell with 0 electronics or outside contact, absolute clarity of mind, real thoughts, real plans. Vivid pain. 1 hour home and I can't stand my phone. Some habits die hard. We must defeat Shaitan." Like he spelled Satan, but Shaitan, like Shaytan.
What?
Yeah, with that video of him walking, like.
What an unhinged man.
I know.
Yeah, so he's gonna teach him how to fight like an unhinged man.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm saying. Like, does anybody at the table disagree that
No.
like Elon's
No.
gonna?
Yeah,
okay.
no, absolutely not.
I like that. Okay. I feel like can we make any arguments for Mark? Like, do we think there's like any chance?
If he got a good
No.
trainer, maybe.
I feel like maybe if Elon Musk trained them both, that would be interesting. Like seeing who he can make better. Like I feel like or Andrew Tate's training him. I feel like Andrew Tate would low-key be down for that too, because he would just like he's a competition man, you know? Like
I want Mark Zuckerberg to get one of those like YouTube trainers, like Jake
Oh,
Paul or Logan Paul, just like one of
yes.
those like goofy ass people that
yeah,
always
no,
are fighting.
Jake Paul is the Paul brother that wins, right?
Fuck if I know.
Which one of them fights? Do y'all know? Or both of them?
they both fight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I think it's both.
I don't know which one wins, but yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Like it would be so crazy to see like who wins. at
Didn't
that
one of
point.
them fight Andrew Tate?
one
Right? It was
Wait.
one of the Paul brothers and Andrew. Right? No?
No.
Dude,
Okay.
Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather.
Okay, that's what I'm
From-
thinking
from
of.
the outside,
My bad,
we
my
got
bad, my
it
bad.
now.
Floyd
Oh.
Mayweather won, right?
Which one fought
Yeah,
KSI?
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. thank
Logan. Logan fought KSI?
It was
I have
And
technically-
lost.
It was
No
technically
I just
a tie.
remember him.
It was
Oh, it was technically.
Yeah, it was technically a tie.
Okay.
He was like, I won.
You be keeping up with
Yeah.
YouTube.
For real.
fights like that?
That's crazy.
Jake won, but like Logan's been like he's like 0-2 and 2, so he like lost twice and like draw twice.
Logan's in the WWE
Yeah,
now.
he's in the
And
WWE.
Logan is
Wait,
in the
what?
WWE.
Wait, so last year I went to WWE and I took bong rips, and all of a sudden fucking Logan Paul comes out on that stage. I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do.
That's insane.
I recommend it
Like,
to everybody. Like take
How
bong
were you?
rips.
Did you get to meet him?
No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
like nosebleeds, but like all of us like.
Yeah, he was
I
still
didn't
there,
even know
breathing
he
the
was
same
doing
air as
WWE.
you.
Like it was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was
he
his
got his ass
name?
kicked.
Was his name just his name, or did he have like a fun?
I think it's just like Logan Paul. Cause
That's-
like,
That's kind of lame.
that's fuck.
Okay.
Like no cool backstory, no nothing.
Yeah, for real. Like, did he have a fun chant whenever you walked out?
No, it was kind of like sad. It was sad, honestly.
What happened to the WWE? Where's the
I-
WWE that I remember?
Honestly, yeah, the WWE is better. Like back prime, like 2010, John Cena, who is like Undertaker.
Like
They
low-key
were
when
really
it
good.
when it was really fake and staged looking. Like
Yeah.
that's when I enjoyed
Okay,
it.
no, but I like taking bong rips beforehand,
Uh-huh.
so then like it seems real. Like you kind of forget
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it's fake.
yeah.
as fuck.
You're like,
it's kinda
damn,
exciting.
he just hit him with a chair.
Dude, and like if you're all the way up there, fuck, you can't really see shit.
Yeah, you're like, bro, is his head broken? Like, that's crazy. So I actually have something that I wanted to talk about. I want to know everybody's favorite Billy moment because I just feel like Billy is so iconic. He's the man. Everybody knows who Billy is. Like the customers, people come up all the time. By the way, if you come up and you're like, I know Billy, we're not necessarily going to believe you because everybody and their mom
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
Billy.
King of West Campus.
Like literally the king of West
Yeah.
Campus. But yeah, so I just wanted some like iconic moments from him, you know, a little shared appreciation. I would say that mine, okay, so one thing that I love about Billy is like if you're working, sometimes he'll come and he'll just be like, you want something to eat? And I think that's so kind of him. But he was going to Lou's, which is right next door to our East Side location. And he was like, Tana, do you want anything? While I was on clock. And I was like, just a Dr. Pepper. And he kind of shit on me for a few minutes about how the Dr. Peppers from Lou's are really expensive because they come in like the little tiny glass bottles, right? So it's like $5 for like half a Dr. Pepper basically, but they just taste so good. You know what I'm saying? They're so
It's
crisp.
different,
Literally,
yeah.
like they open the bottle for you at Lou's and then give it to you. Like, yes, I want a Lou's Dr. Pepper. So I kind of thought, I was like, obviously I knew he was joking, but I also kind of thought like maybe he'd forget or something or like bring it to me afterwards. But no, I get a call on my phone and he's like, are there any customers up there? I'm like, no. He's like, run to the back of the lot real quick. So I go to the back and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, where are you, Billy? And he's like, I see you. And I was like, what are you talking about, bro? And he just kept being like, I can see you. Like, just look around. Like, I'm right here. And then eventually I look, and there's, like, a bunch of foliage. It's, like, trees and shit, and a gate. And right above the gate is just Billy's face and a Dr. Pepper, like this. And then I was like, let me take a picture because I thought it was really funny. I sent the picture in the Glassmith group chat, and I said, so cottagecore. And nobody even replied to the picture, and it's because Billy was just so hidden in the trees. Like,
Way too hidden.
He looked like a fairy, guys, like the Dr. Pepper fairy. The Dr. Pepper
Yeah.
fairy! And then I went and I got my Dr. Pepper, and it was one of the best Dr. Peppers I've ever drank.
You
Yeah.
You had to pay like $5.
Well,
for it.
because I didn't pay the $5.
That's all that matters.
Billy did. All right. Anybody got anything?
I've got a pretty good one.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I hadn't worked at the Glassmith for very long, so this was like a hot minute ago. The vibes at West Campus at the time were so different. And it's like middle
This
of
is
the
like, what,
summer.
2 years ago? 1.5?
A year and a half, something like that. I had probably worked at the Glassmith for 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
So I'm still like pretty new, you know, like Billy and I are still getting to know each other. We're just chilling at West Campus. He's on the torch. I'm sitting working the counter. And this houseless individual who we coined because of this story, Gasoline Man, he, you know, frequents our park, but he's harmless. You know, he just sits and chills and comes up, asks for a lighter. We give him a lighter. It's nice. Symbiotic relationship. This particular day, it's super hot, but it's like kind of windy outside. So he's just like chilling on the picnic table next to, like right out in front of Espada's. So he's not like all up in our business or anything. But, you know, I'm
He's
just
a good 2 picnic tables away.
Yeah. We're just watching. You know, we're like, what's he doing? What's he
to?
up to? Yeah,
What are you
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about?
At the time, the owner of Espadas de Brazil had used, you know, one of those red gas cans that you see in cartoons. He had used that to fill up his car at the food truck park and had put the gas can that was still half full next to the little post that sits out on the street corner
I've never heard
of
the story.
our park with Espadas and JP's right here. So we watch this man get up from the table, and he goes and he picks up this gas can, which at the time, we don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
We're like, it could just be water. You know, like, things get weird at the Rancho Rio food park. So we
For
were
real.
like, it could be anything in this gas can. But we watch this man, who isn't wearing a shirt, by the way, get
Shirtless.
up and grab this can of inconspicuous liquid, sits back down at the table, and like what you see in a movie, unscrews the cap and just dumps it all over the front of him. Billy and I watched this happen in slow motion, right? We're like,
Yeah.
what? You know, liquid
Like
coming
his
out of a
what?
gas can. Just dumped it all over his head, his face. And we're like, that's gotta be water. It has to be, right? Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was kind of windy that day. The wind blows. It was not water.
Holy shit.
It was gasoline.
Holy
so,
shit.
Billy and his kind heart, we had just gotten Glassmith merch. If you haven't checked it out, go see us. You know, like I said, this man is shirtless and he's covered in gasoline. He's just chilling. Like, this does not look like the type of person who had just bathed
in gas.
in diesel, right?
Yeah.
He looks like nothing is wrong. He's kind of just rubbing his eyes a little bit. And we're like, what? So Billy, what a kind soul. He grabs one of our t-shirts and takes it to the guy. And is like, here you go. Maybe don't dump gas on yourself.
For real.
And I don't know, that's kind of just like burned into my brain as
And
a new
I just
Glassmith
can't-
employee at the time.
I just can't believe that. Like, why did
Wow.
he dump gasoline on himself?
But Billy was so nice about it. And
Yeah.
I feel like having, prior to this, been posted up in this spot at Rancho Rio for almost 10 years, that was like so low down on his list of like
Crazy
wild
things.
shit that he's
Yeah.
seen. So he's just like, here you go, man. Here's a t-shirt. Maybe don't do that.
Maybe next time.
I wonder if
don't
he
go
was
out.
like if he knew it was gasoline and he was like trying to like light himself on fire type vibes. You know what I'm saying?
And then Billy helped him.
Yeah, like
down out of
Billy
that
saved
dark
him
room.
for
Go
real.
Billy. With a
Billy
Glassmith
Glassmith
t-shirt.
We should
t-shirt.
get Glassmith t-shirts that said Billy saved me.
What would Billy do?
That would be so
That would be
No, the bracelets. What would Billy do? WW. BD. I couldn't think of it. Sorry.
What are y'all's favorites? Because you just started too.
I think yesterday I was closing with Billy, so it was the first time I'd like been around him for a long period of time, and I made him do like the closing sheet because I was like, you wrote the closing sheet, but you've never like actually done all the tasks because we've been like, I've been shitting on him for not being more present at Glassmith.
What a girl boss.
Like,
move.
for real.
Shit on
Yeah, no, I
the
love
CEO
that.
for
I
not
love
I was
knowing
like, you
what
own
to
the
do.
place, but like you don't know like how much. He didn't know how much like the bongs were in the back. So he's like groaning and moaning about sweeping. And I was talking about like he thinks white t-shirts are making a comeback, and I was like, I don't know, like it's
In his world.
just white
Sorry, plain
t-shirts.
white tees.
Yes, I was like, that's always been like a thing. It's a basic. But I was like, we were talking about like the jorts I was wearing yesterday, and he was like, you look like a 2004 lesbian. And I was just like, that was a wild thing for him to say, like, because I'm so new.
Yeah.
But I liked how authentic he was. And like, he helped me close, and honestly, Billy,
He was real.
yes, he
was
was.
real.
With it.
And that's like honestly my best moments.
But
so
like,
far.
what a jort hater.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's like not an insult, but like, I feel like what a jort hater. Like, he
You
does
saw
be
the
hating on
outfit
the jort.
yesterday.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it wasn't
no, it was good.
horrible.
Nah,
Yeah,
I had
hit
nothing
my
to say.
jort.
For real. That's really funny though. Like on the
I'm a
low.
jort lover
It's
though.
pretty funny.
No, I said
I'm a
the
jort
jean
lover.
kini. I was like, Caitlin,
The
where's jean?
bikini.
And then I said your leg warmers. I was like, bro,
Dude,
jeans,
Her
denim.
jag,
leg
her jag
warmers.
jormers.
Yes.
Oh,
I know, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna twin them.
Jean is coming back.
Jean is always.
On
She's
the
always
rise.
gonna be in my closet. She's never leaving.
Who hasn't given a Billy story?
Me.
Caitlin, do you hate Billy?
That's a wild accusation.
I won't
Wow.
answer it.
I swear, just.
Oh, Clara hasn't given a Billy story
There you
either.
go. You haven't been here that long, so I'm curious on your Billy story.
I think like my story is just something like I just love how Billy is a video man. Like he will say yes to any video that you ask him to do, or like he'll just make his own little fun videos.
He loves to create.
Yeah, he's creative at like heart, you know. And my favorite thing that he posted was this cat. Someone had brought their kitten to West Campus, and he was on like our little porch. It's like the arm thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was standing on there. And Billy gets his phone out, you know, and he's like taking a video, and he's like, "You're up too high, little kitten. So cute. Meow." Like, the funniest fucking video. Like, we have to show it, but like,
Yeah.
Like,
Insert.
like yeah.
You're up too high, little kitten. So cute. Meow.
But that's my favorite Billy moment. I just think he's
That's a
like,
good one.
he just has a good heart.
That's a
like,
really
and it's
iconic
just like
one.
really funny.
He was
Like,
concerned about the little
yeah,
kitten.
he was
And then
really
he
up really high.
Dude, so I worked for Billy for so long. So, like, Hurricane Harvey, way back in the day, I was working for Billy. I was working in Cold Cookie Company in that shitty-ass trailer during a huge tropical storm.
Let's give a little background to that. So, like, Cold Cookie Company was owned by Billy, who owns the Glassmith, if y'all didn't know that.
And then he sold it, like, this year.
But Clara was the Cold Cookie Company.
The
She
Cold
was
Cookie-
making
yeah.
she was making the ice cream every day. She was making the cookies every day type shit. Like
Yeah. Balling
in
out
that
there.
hoe.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And
keep
so
going.
it's like 2018, right? The Glassmith isn't all done up like how it is now. You used to have to hand crank the
The
door
hand crank,
on West
oh my
Campus, right?
God.
Like imagine doing that every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
But now we have
But-
privilege.
For real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you realize I'm like
Yeah.
I'm lucky.
You know, if you let this thing go, the front would just slam
Slam.
closed.
Oh my
No.
god.
Like, and it would spin so fast you couldn't catch it.
Yeah,
Like,
that sounds so scary.
Yeah.
Dude, and like the roof, I guess, wasn't bolted in. So at some point, a big gust of wind comes
What?
up, and the roof like comes up, and so Billy climbs on the roof and is trying to like get it down
Yeah.
during this huge rainstorm. And it's just like it burned in my mind of Billy trying to get this roof back on by himself in the pouring
Like
rain.
of the Glassmith?
Yes, like the
Like-
roof of the Glassmith.
Like the front door?
No, like
No, the
like
roof.
the, like
Yeah.
the part of the roof came up because it wasn't secured in.
Oh my god. And like it's like a
He was
metal
on that
building and it's like thunderstorming outside, like
Yeah.
lightning.
Dude, I thought that he was gonna get like his shit yeeted off of
Yeah.
there. I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to call.
And
like,
you're
the
just
engineer on my
watching,
boss.
watching from afar,
Yeah,
like in
Cold
Cold
Cookie
Cookie.
Company in my solitude.
That's
which
funny.
part was coming up? Because I don't know if y'all have ever been on top of the Glassmith. The one at West Campus, it's 2 pieces of sheet metal on either side with not stable whatsoever. You can stand on the sheet metal. You can't stand on, it's like clear, it's not plexiglass,
It was
but it's
yeah.
like
It
which
wasn't-
part was?
It was the metal.
The middle?
shit,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Dog, it was so. I was like, damn, he's gonna fall off of
Yeah,
there.
for
Wind
real.
is gonna just come through, and I'm just gonna see him tumble off of there. he was fine, but
Damn.
yeah,
That's
The Glassmith
crazy.
lived to see another day.
one more day. He said, we don't close for anything, not
Not for
Christmas,
real.
not Hanukkah,
Not
during
Hurricane
Hurricane Harvey.
That's pretty good.
That was a good one.
Was he working during Hurricane Harvey? Like, was
Oh my
that?
god, Billy was like the only worker whenever I worked there. Billy was the Glassmith worker.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
And then he hired like one other person and another person, and then it was Keller, I think, next. Keller was like the
Damn.
third Glassmith
I
employee.
was.
That's crazy. Keller's an OG,
OG,
for real.
Yeah.
You technically are too.
I just know, like, not
Yeah.
for the Glassmith.
Your
but-
But you've
grandfather
been
did.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're,
Grandfather did,
yeah,
yeah.
for real. Wow, that's crazy.
Now I feel bad for shitting on him for saying he didn't do any work. He's been working like in Hurricane Harvey and stuff. I just haven't seen you
I'm
do
like,
anything.
send him a text later.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were.
You actually do stuff around here.
What the fuck are y'all doing?
Okay, now we'll move on to Keller's topic of discussion. I know that there's some things that you want to hash out with the glass community.
Well, yeah, so just obviously that's a big part of what we do at the Glassmith. That's why that's our name. You know, we're a bunch of glass blowers. And in this period of time where we've hired so many people, our staff, we have more women, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have
Yeah.
more women than men? No.
It's not anymore because we just hired a
Yeah,
bunch
I was gonna say. I was
mean,
like,
true.
Yeah, for real, a slur.
I think it's 7 to 7 minus Billy.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's no way there's
There's like
14.
22
There's like
of
20
us
people.
now.
like 4 guys.
Yeah, we
well,
did.
like,
There's no way.
Anyways, women not on the come up right now.
Yeah, we were on the come up for a little bit
Yes.
because it was like me, then it was Clara,
What about
then
that
it
new
was
girl that's starting in
Caitlin,
though?
then it was
Amaya.
Kristen too,
Yeah.
and
Kelly.
and
Amaya.
Well, Kristen got hired with you though
Yeah.
because she worked at Cold Cookie
Yeah.
Company as well. So that's what. But that's all the women that we've hired.
And we
I
have
think.
another one coming up in the fall.
yeah. When school starts up again?
Oh yeah. But yeah, so let's hear your little rant.
Well, so until recently, the ratio was pretty good of employee male to female. So a lot of us gals are starting to learn how to blow glass. And this was something that I picked up a year and a half or so ago. And I kind of just didn't realize that it was going to be so difficult.
So male dominated.
It's insane. Glass blowers just in general are few and far between. That's not a trade that very many people do.
Yeah.
I think that's part of our lore. You know, what makes us so cool and unique.
Yeah.
We're not like
We're not. We were never originally like a smoke shop, like a vape shop, and I think that's what a lot of people see us as. But we were like, Billy started it out as simply a glass
we're a
shop.
glass blowing studio.
Yeah.
So glass blowers are hard to find, but then you get into how many of this already small number of people are women. Oh my God. They're like basically non-existent. You know, I can think of off the top of my head, just because this is like something that I spend my free time looking into, yes, you've got names like Laceface or Mars or Shayla, if you're watching this. Some big names, obviously in every industry. There are some women. They have to let them up there, you know, or else it raises eyebrows, you know. And they're so ridiculously talented but they deserve it. But don't think for a second that they like didn't have to work like 10 times harder. So not even just to get the recognition, getting into the hobby. This is something that I experienced personally of, you know, we have to wear special glasses with special lenses so that we don't, go blind. And finding a pair of glasses took like 3 months. There, you know how on any clothing retailer, glasses, anything, you know, there's men's, women's. No, these companies do not have that. Not only do they not make glasses for women, but they're all just giant. I don't know if y'all have noticed this using the glasses at the
there
shop.
There are certain glasses that like we all can't wear.
I like the adjustable one.
Because you have to put the strap.
Tiny.
Same, because like you're looking down at it, and especially it's hot, you're sweaty, it's falling down your nose because they don't fit you. Like.
And the pair that I ended up going with, it wasn't even listed as for women. It said small adult. So I was just kind of like, oh.
Small adult.
Okay.
Yeah, for real.
You type women's didymium, that's what the lenses are made out of, glasses, into Google, and you know what comes up? A whole lot of nothing.
Damn.
So essential thing that you have to have, almost impossible to find. The tools that we use, like think about all the bowl pushes and reamers and stuff that we use on already this tubing that's ridiculously large. The tools aren't made to fit in our hands. They're gigantic. I find myself fumbling with them all the time. And I don't know, I just feel like they're kind of made that way for a reason. And when you finally get to a point where you're like, okay, I can deal with this, and you put yourself out into the world of like, I'm an aspiring female glassblower.
Yeah.
People look at you like you have 3 heads.
They don't believe it.
They don't.
Women can use fire too.
Yes.
Wild.
At a convention recently, I'm walking around with my glasses on my head, like talking to these artists who I'm just like, oh my goodness, please tell me how you did this. Like share the knowledge that you have with me. I just want to learn. I had so many eyebrows raised at me, while obviously at the next table over, our male counterparts were not experiencing the same situation.
I was gonna I forgot my question. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I had a question about that though. Oh, how many times did you get mansplained to, dog?
Oh my god.
Like, that's the real question.
So I don't know if y'all have seen them at the shop, shameless plug, I make these leaf pendants. Sometimes just single
They're
leaves.
so cute.
Other times I take 5
so slay.
and put them together to shape a weed
Eat.
leaf. That was kind of my like first
So let's on the
solo
torch.
adventure on the torch. So I've gotten pretty good at these. Looking
Yeah.
at the ones from a year ago that are so ugly versus what I make now.
But they're like your trademark.
It is,
Like,
yeah,
it's
because
a
that's what
little
I
thing.
started with. And there was a guy at a table who had this beautiful recycler that he had made that had these leaves that look like the ones that I make all over it. And I had asked him, his lines were so close together and they were so clean. I was like, what do you use to cut this glass with? And he explains the whole process to me from start to finish, like I'm not wearing a pendant around my neck that is in the same shape that I made.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you know,
I made this.
and I get the whole thing dumbed down, like in my face of just like,
They're
oh.
like, so first, do you know what glass is?
Do you know what fire is, girly pop?
So it's just, that's like a harsh extreme. But no, some people are so condescending about it. They see a small young woman and they're like, no way.
They can't
No
give
way.
credit where credit is due.
I think also just like the smoking field is dominated just by men.
Oh, yeah.
And you look at like all of the brands. I am tired of going into a smoke shop and I don't want a Rick and Morty little rider. I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I want like something cute. I want something that's for the girls. And then people are always
I
like
feel like
Lazy Susan.
The only place, and Blazy Susan,
Owned by a man.
not even owned by women. I have been lying to the people because I thought that it was women owned for
No.
so long.
Nope.
Actively unstanding.
Yeah. I think I want to hear some crazy customer stories, huh? Right?
Yeah.
My only rule is no repeats. No repeats. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. So,
Here, hold the mic.
got you. So, way back in October, I had this local business and we threw a little pop-up Halloween market. And
On
there
my
was
birthday.
on Tana's birthday. We met on her birthday. And there's this guy that has always come up to the Glassmith. He is old, really creepy, really odd. He was talking to my business partner. Never spoken a word to this man. And he just comes over and he's like, did she tell you about the photo? And I was like, oh my god, no, what photo? And he was like, I'm gonna put my arms around y'all kind of like this and then like on the other side and y'all are gonna be like this. And then y'all are gonna be really, really scared. And I was like, real not clickbait, I am terrified for my life. Like, no,
I don't need to act.
and he was like, it's for my nephew. He really likes Mila Kunis and this like one other lady who I didn't know. And I was like, I don't think we look like that.
Yeah, y'all look like them.
And then he showed Johnny at least like over 10 times this photo
Like,
that Johnny
what's he
took.
doing with it? Like,
I don't want to know. Like, that's what I prefer to not think about. But
That makes me feel like disgusting.
And he's always
Yeah,
coming
it's
up.
like-
You said that he mansplains to you.
Yes, all the fucking time, bro. He always like comes up and just like tries to explain THCA to me like I don't work there, like I know. But then he always tells me I'm wrong, which like that's no. Like I try to like listen to what he says and like some stuff he says is right. But like other stuff I'm just like you know the right things, you just don't know what you're talking about. Like you don't know how to put it together.
well, because
like-
he never makes sense anyways,
Yeah.
though. Like,
But like it's just like because I'll say the same thing and then he'll basically just say it but like in a mansplained version.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And then be like,
Yeah.
you're wrong, actually.
no, actually, and I'd be like finishing his sentences. He'll be like, "Oh, what is that one thing?" And I'm like, "Oh, like diamonds. Like, what do you want to know?" Like,
yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
Isn't this the same man who has come up to the Glassmith and told a woman working that she is smoking incorrectly?
Yes.
Yes,
Like,
like,
yes.
yeah. He told me
Yeah.
I was using my pipe wrong.
It was you?
too. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was just like, yeah, that's like not an efficient way to use
Efficient?
it. Yeah, he was like, you're burning it up and just wasting it all. And I was just like, like, can I help you get something? Or,
For real, what do you need?
yeah.
Like, mind your business, for real.
And I
Speaking of-
think it's just weird in general, like guys that kind of like frequent the shop. Like people will ask you to light cigarettes for them. People will like ask you to smoke with them after. It's like I'm not saying like working at the Glassmith isn't great being a girl, but
Yeah.
definitely like
That's crazy,
There are
because,
definitely,
like,
like-
I don't get a lot of that. They think I'm ugly.
no, you're at West Campus. Everyone's just crazy at
Yeah.
West
They
Campus.
will.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They
The
probably
frat
have
boys
like
are fratting.
Yeah.
What's a
Yes.
crazy story you have, Amaya?
Probably just like my starting week at Glassmith. I was getting trained by like Caitlin and Austin, and a guy was asking about the Stizzy Pods, like the little starter packs, and I showed him the like Pineapple Express because I was gonna suggest that flavor. And he takes it out of my hands and like runs away.
He said, "Boom gang."
Yes, I was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, he just like took it, and I didn't even know like the running after policy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously you don't chase a guy like that.
Yeah,
But
like never.
it was fucked up. I was
That
just like,
sounds scary,
yeah.
bro. Like,
I thought it was like, shit, this is coming out of my paycheck for like.
nah, never. But that's crazy.
It was so quick, man. Like, I didn't even see it. Like, I just heard, like, what happened after. I was, like, looking down, and they were like, oh, my God. And I was like, what?
Dog, y'all know the shoe that's on West Campus over near, like, the glass blowing section? There's just, like, a shoe stapled.
Oh, yeah.
That's because Billy chased after somebody that stole from us, and he got a shoe.
That's so
Right? That's what
funny.
happened?
That's awesome.
While Billy was going after him, he tripped off the backstage because this was some like snot-nosed high school kid that had made his way into the shop to steal something. And you know, we have that step off the back porch. He like busted ass off that. He was running so fast and he lost his shoe. Yeah. So we have it now nailed to the wall.
If you're watching this, we hate you.
We got the shoe,
And we
your
have your
band.
shoe.
And we have your green crusty ass van. Just so you know.
And we'll always remember.
Yeah.
We need to insert a photo of the van.
For real. We'll put a picture right here. Okay, I guess I could tell my crazy customer story now. So, are we good on time? Okay. So basically, this was a week where a large portion of the staff was out and away in a different city, in a different state for a business trip. And so that just basically means that there wasn't a lot of people that were on call, on standby. And I'm closing, it's probably like 11:57 on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday night. And I'm handing this one customer his stuff, and then a man walks up and he's got long gray hair that goes down to like his waist, and it's almost dread-like, but not like he had dreads, like it was just so matted. And it was kind of covering his eyes, and then he had a beanie that was also kind of covering his eyes. And he just looked sickly. Like his eyes were super sunken in, his cheeks were super sunken in, and he was looking at me up like this, like through his eyes or like through his hair. And the first thing he asked me is, "Do you have a sample?" And I was like, "No, like no samples." And then that made him really upset. And he starts asking me if I have meth. And I'm like, do I look like I have that? Like, do I look like I could sell you something like that? Like, I'm a little girl working at a smoke shop. Like, get the fuck away from me. Literally, I'm just a girl. And so I tell him no. Like, he's just screaming at me. And then the other customer, who was a man, starts walking away. And I look at him and I'm like, hey, can you stay for a little bit? Like, can you not? Like, for real. Like, it's like late at night and there's nobody else in this park. You're going to leave me here with this man asking me if I can sell him, like, hard drugs? Like, no thank you. And so the man walks back. That makes this man even more upset. We call him Scary Gary because he's made multiple appearances. And so he comes back, and that makes Scary Gary really upset. So he starts going in between, yelling about how he wants, to saying that he was Lucifer in like a super deep voice. Like, I couldn't even replicate it. Like, I'm Lucifer. Like, just some fucking crazy shit. Telling me he is Satan, the devil. Like, but like switching from being super eccentric, like waving his hands everywhere, asking for drugs, to saying he's Lucifer, like calm, like looking at me like this. And so at this point, I'm like, I'm just going to call the police because I hope that scares him away, you know? Like, I say I'm going to call the police, you get scared, you leave. That makes him even more upset. And so he starts banging on the side of the truck and yelling, "Please tell them I have a gun. Please tell them I have a gun." So I'm just on the phone with the police, like crying, like, oh my God, can y'all hear him screaming? Like, he's saying he has a gun. Like, just like absolutely no clue what to do in this situation. No. And then like the customer, God bless this man. Like, he eventually got him to like leave, walk down the street. And by the time the police got there, like, I talked to them. And what I thought was kind of funny is I was telling the policeman what he was wearing, and he had on a sweater, a Hogwarts sweater, like a Slytherin sweater, and it wasn't like a hoodie, it was like a button-down cardigan sweater. And the cop laughed. The cop literally laughed and was like, "That's kind of funny." And I was like, it was kind of funny, but also go catch this motherfucker. And so he's like, "Okay, I think my partner caught him. If we need to talk to you, we'll like come back." I'm like, okay, cool. At this point, like, my coworkers had gotten there, Billy had gotten there. I closed down, and then I'm driving home, and guess who I see walking back up down 6th Street towards the Glassmith? Scary Gary. So yeah, and he's just made other appearances, like at the Glassmith, at different Glassmiths, at Thundercloud Subs on Guadalupe Street, which is so far away from where the Glassmith is. Just like a traveling man, the devil, he's getting places.
He's moving.
For real. What a man.
Scary Gary.
I hate you, Scary Gary.
If you're watching this, if you have any access to
Any access to the internet, but you know what? He's the devil. I'm sure he does.
Scary Gary.
Okay. Did you tell your scary story?
No, not yet. So kind of similar experience, same vibe. I'm chilling at my shop one night. It's like 11:30. We were open until 3 a.m. So it was not late enough for people to be acting this crazy, right? Like
They don't care.
They
don't.
They start whenever.
They don't.
care.
But like by logical sense, like no fucking way.
Yeah. You should be pre-gaming right now.
And it wasn't even like a Friday or Saturday. It was a Thursday. And like
Thursday.
regardless of what day it is, the 3 a.m. shifts, they get weird. But like I said, it wasn't late enough for it to be like, oh, okay. So I'm just chilling, minding my business. I'm pretty sure I'm like crocheting or something, like just in my own little world, just a girl, like you said. And I see this man walk, like towards the truck from the side of the street that we can't see, and he's got his hand, he's like clenched like this, like holding it up in front of his face with his other hand, like catching, I guess, because his hand is dark, deep burgundy red from like fingertips to wrist, and he's just like dripping blood everywhere he's walking. There's a trail. He comes and stands in front of the truck. It starts like pooling in the rocks. And he looks at me with just this like glazed over, absolutely insane look in his face and goes, super glue. I was like, his face like shook like that. I was like, I do not have any super glue. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
And he pauses and he goes, screw you. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm dying. I'm dying at the Glassmith. That I've made peace with that. Thank God, literally as this is happening, one of our really, really, really close homies from the restaurant next door comes around.
Shout out Joseph.
Shout out Joseph, we love you.
Tatsuya.
Ramen Tatsuya on 6th. The Glassmith loves you.
You don't work there no more.
He does on some days.
Yeah, he's still around. God bless for interactions like this. It is like, yo, man, what the fuck is your problem? Like, what's going on? So he goes to his car to get something to defend my honor, let's just say. And as he's coming back, this other random man who was standing in the park getting food starts screaming at this guy who's currently screaming at me of, hey, you're the guy that like ran up on me at the Liberty, a bar down the street, and we're acting crazy. Like, you can't be doing that shit to people, man. What the fuck? Like, this poor girl, she's probably gonna call the cops.
Yeah.
I'm calling the fucking police. And this makes this man very angry. So he stands like up straight and then kind of bends his legs open like this and then sticks his arms out like a bird and goes, ah! And then starts picking up these rocks with his bloody hand, the like gravel in the food park, and throwing them at me, throwing them at Joseph, throwing them at the truck. And I'm just kind of like, what's a girl to do? I'm literally having blood thrown at me. This is like biological warfare at the Glassmith right now. I don't know where your blood has been.
He's probably got something.
And the fact that you're bleeding everywhere and your logical train of thought is to close the wound with super glue.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I probably don't want this blood on me. You know what I'm saying?
And to pick up those nasty little rocks.
I'm
sorry, you.
They're really gross. Like,
thank God you guys hadn't made it very far down the road yet.
We pulled up.
They had left like 5 minutes before this happened. So I'm on the phone with them. I'm on the phone with the police. And as I'm talking to Tana, I'm like, I don't know. Like, he like walked out of the park, but I feel so weird right now. Like, somebody is looking at me. And I turn and I look through, when you're looking at the street from inside the truck, there's a big plexiglass window for where we blow glass. And this man is standing on the other side of the fence with his finger pointed at me like this, going, just making this like horrific face at me, and I'm freaking the fuck out because like he's seen my face, like
he's got vengeance.
he
now.
knows I'm
Like,
the one
right?
who is calling 12 on him right now. Like, have all these people swarming up because you guys show up, the police show up, Johnny shows up. Like, we're deep in this bitch now because of this man. We haven't seen him again. Fucking.
Not for real.
But yeah, Bloody Rock Man at like 11:30 on Tuesday night or
Shout out
Thursday
Bloody
night.
Rock Man.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Who hasn't said a crazy story?
Me. And it literally involves another crazy guy that came like 20 minutes before Crazy Bloody Guy.
Why they left?
Yeah, I know. They attract each other. I just don't know, you know? So, one time, me and my roommate, Tana, we're at the shop watching it just for a little bit because, like, our friend is, like, going to do something real quick and we're, you know, we're watching it. So we're sitting there, just like 4 p.m., like bright ass fucking middle of the day, like Tuesday afternoon, like, and so we're just sitting there, and this guy like walks up to the truck, like with the purpose, like he's got something in his eyes, and it's like not nice.
He does not.
He's not nice, and so he stares at us, and he's got an MF Doom hoodie, so we're gonna call him MF Doom.
Average MF Doom fan.
Yeah, I didn't know.
MF Doom fans
I
be
didn't
like.
know. And so he like immediately just like goes, y'all have problems, and I'm like, maybe I do, but like I'm not gonna tell you I have problems. So I'm like, nah, like we don't got problems. Yeah. So I'm like, we don't have problems. Well, yeah, obviously.
But he don't know that.
He doesn't
doesn't
know that. Nah. And so I'm like, nah, like just trying to get him to leave. And then, like, he's just yelling at us. He's like, y'all are stupid little girls in this world. Like,
calling us names.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I am. Like, okay.
Accurate.
Your point. And so he's, like, yelling all this stuff at us. And then he just tells me to sell it. And I'm like, what do you want me to sell you?
What?
Like, and he's like, sell it. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you want? We got a lot of shit here. And he's like, sell me the strongest shit you have. And I'm like, well, we have, like, THCA, which is, like, when we first got it. And he, like, grabs the tube, and I don't even think it was the right one. I think it was, like, a Delta 8 one, but I was not going to correct this man.
He's silly.
No.
And he, like, rips open the tube. Like, and this is, like, a pop tube. Like, you have to push it for it to open or, like, do it anything. Like, it's just, like, it's not going to work if you, like, but it fucking did. So it ripped off.
He had enough anger and power.
Yeah, like, he had enough willpower, and, you know, there's a way. And so he did it, and, like, he's looking at us, and I'm like, obviously he's not going to pay for this. Like, I need him to leave. So I'm like, okay, can you leave? Like, you could just take the joint. Like, don't worry about it. Like, just go. Like, because you're being real weird, man. And so he asked for a lighter. And I'm not going to give him this lighter. Just because, like, I didn't want to give him the lighter.
We
like,
don't want him standing there and
smoking.
I didn't want him
standing there and
to get
smoking.
away.
Like, yeah, exactly. And so he's not leaving. We're on the phone with our manager, like, just so we can hear it. And then, like, we're just waiting for him to get there. And he finally gets there. And he walks up to this dude, and he's like, what are you doing? And the guy's like, I'm just, like, I don't, like, something, like, annoying
He said,
girls.
I'm just fucking with these little girls.
Yeah. And so... And
okay.
Then, like,
literally just a girl.
We're just like, dude, leave. Like, just leave. Like, we won't do anything. Like, just fucking go. Like, you know? And he just starts laying hands on Johnny. So, like, then
he starts, like, pushing our manager up
and,
against, like, the wall of the truck. Mm-hmm. And, like, my manager doesn't really want to do anything because, like, obviously, why start shit? But he's, like, kind of, like, he's getting up in his face and, like, yelling like that.
Yeah. Nah. It was, like, it was scary. And then we called the police. And then, like, he knew I was calling the police. So he just stood there and, like, watched me as I was, like, talking to the police about him.
Our soul.
Yeah, exactly. And then he fucking, like, goes in his pocket. I don't remember, like, what, like, triggered him to, like, pull it out. But he pulls out a knife. And then he opens it. And it's, like, this fucking big. And
it's a fat ass,
it's like, a fat ass fucking knife.
Like fat ass knife.
It's big. And so
for real.
like I didn't know. Like, you know? And so we all run in the truck. We're all sitting there. He's like banging on the truck, like stabbing his like knife in the truck. We're all like in the corner, like, ah.
I'm crying.
Yeah. Yeah, it was scary. And then the police come, and the first thing they pull out of his pocket is a lighter.
The thing he had been begging us for, like, the whole reason he was basically saying he wouldn't leave was because we wouldn't give him a lighter. And then he ended up having one. And this was the craziest thing about this thing, like this story, I feel like, is the fact that most of the time these people look like people that you would expect to be a little crazy, okay? Like, however you want to take that, you can just get the vibes. This man had an Apple Watch, an iPhone, like keys to a Mercedes. Like, this man was popping rich.
He was like texting while he was
MF Doom
yelling.
hoodie, like however merch is on the MF Doom website, like at least $70. Like, he's just got it on lock. And he was just fucking crazy. And yeah, right before Bloody Rockman came, he like passed through the park again and just like stared at Caitlyn and like swerved around her. Like, was walking up towards her.
Crazy.
Swerved.
We like made eye contact. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And still had the same scary look in his eyes.
He has
though.
a lighter in his
like,
pocket.
no, for real. I was like, you got a lighter, man? But no.
We're not giving
That's
you
it.
one.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna give him one.
That's what I want
that
to know.
shit.
It's like you said he seemed like well off. What makes these seemingly normal ass people just snap
It's
at the
the-
Glassmith
it's
at
the
4 p.m. on
power.
a Tuesday?
Because not only do they see, one, we attract a certain type of demographic being a smoke shop.
We
Like,
do.
you know what I'm saying? More likely to get somebody who's, like, doing drugs just because, like, they see it's a smoke shop, you know? And then two, we're women. Like, they just approach us way, like, it's, like, way easier for them to
And
approach
if they're
us.
already like high, they're like, oh, I really have a chance. Even though
Yeah.
they don't.
Yeah.
No, okay, sometimes I think it's super intimidating though. Like when us three were sitting in the Glassmith one time, they were like, do you really need 3 people to do this job? And I'm like, we're kind of just chilling, so mind your own business.
Yeah.
But like, and so, like, I feel like a lot of
We
people
just
are
come to hang
nervous.
out because,
Yeah.
like, we know that we're, like, they're
Okay,
alone.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Then
like, that's
people
why...
be batshit
That's why
bonkers.
you come up to the Glassmith and there's almost never anybody alone. Like, there's more than one person in there. And that's what's great about it, is we're all friends.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
For real. Has everyone told their crazy man story?
Yeah.
Have we...
I like that we like emphasize that it's a crazy man
Yeah,
story.
all
Like,
that
of
is
my
good.
stories
men.
were about men. But has everybody, have we covered everybody's topic?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
think
so I feel like this is
Yeah.
going to be our closer. We're really glad that you guys came along this adventure with us, you know? First Glassmith Girls Pod, we hope it was interesting. We had a lot of fun talking, you know, like we said, we're all already friends. So it was just a really good time. I love you guys. And it was a pleasure doing business with ya.
Business with ya.
Thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe to The Glassmith YouTube. Make sure to go follow us on TikTok at The Glassmith ATX, as well as Instagram at The Glassmith. We're constantly doing a lot of events, lots of stuff like this, and we're always starting new ideas and adventures.
And if you haven't already, you can head to any of our 3 locations and pick up any classic branded products.
Classic brand. All we smoke is what, guys? 3, 2, 1. The
Classic.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Welcome, friends.
Lit.